How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. Today I want to do two things. Number one, I want to update a little news about the America trip and let you know what the deal is there. And number two, I want to taste Teddy Sad's fast fermenting vodka, the FFV, next to the tomato paste watch, and see which one I like best. Welcome to Distiller, everyone. I'm Jesse, and this is the channel all about chasing the craft of home distillation, like these guys here, and making it a legitimate hobby. So if that is what you're into, team, hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything. Alright guys, here is a super quick video, down dirty and quick, on tasting these two vodkas or neutrals next to each other, and also a little bit of an update on the America stuff coming up as well. So, let's get stuck right into the tasting. I need a drink. This is the Birdwatchers, so it's a tomato paste wash. If you don't know what I'm talking about or you haven't seen those videos, I will stick a card up top for a playlist that shows everything I've done with this recipe so far. So there's no heat on this whatsoever on the nose. Okay, just a little bit if I bury my nose in there and suck in real hard. There's almost no flavour. There's a very slight sort of sweet note going on in it. Okay, that's very, very dangerously smooth. Both of these, by the way, are at 41%, guys, and the reason I picked that is because that's what I had the FFV mixed up at already. So super, super smooth. Quality-wise, this is the best neutral I've made so far in terms of, cuts in the distillation. I'm trying to take that out of the picture a little bit here, guys, because this is the very first spirit I ever made, and that's not relevant to what you guys are going to get. The fact that obviously I've got a whole lot more experience distilling now than I did before. I'm still basically a rookie, but there is a discrepancy here, so I'm trying to take that out of the picture a little bit. There's very, very little to say about that. Tastes like almost nothing. Has a slight sweet aftertaste, and no, it does not taste like tomato at all, which is something that I wondered about when I made this recipe, and something that I've seen other people ask about as well. No tomato feature distinguishing bits to it whatsoever. If you want to say that the slight sweetness comes from the tomato paste, sure. Onto the FFV. Whoa, yeah. Okay, so heaps more aroma. Right off the bat, I can tell from this far away that it's different. The aroma is very I don't know if I've smelled anything quite like this before elsewhere, but it's wheat, but it is I don't know if you guys have wheat bix where you're from, and if you do, whether they're the same or not. I know New Zealand and Australia has them. Wheat bix kids are Kiwi kids, Australians, just so you know. But it is similar to that kind of wheat. So I guess really, really basic shredded wheat, I guess that's what it is, or wheat bran. I actually don't know, to be perfectly honest with you, exactly what the ingredient is in wheat bix. But that's the kind of wheat note I get from this. Which makes sense, considering there's a whole lot of wheat in it. What is surprising to me about this recipe is that I get licorice or star anise almost off it. Kind of somewhere in between, and it smells much drier than this does. So this smells a little bit sweet. This doesn't have that sweetness. It's the same on the tongue. There's no comparison between the two. This disappears with a slight sort of ethanol taste to it. And this has got the wheat and the star anise or the licorice somewhere in between the two going on as well. What it also has on the tongue, which I didn't get, sorry, let me get some water. There's a very, very, very slight citrus flavour going on, somewhere between, it's not lemon, it's kind of orange, it's orange and lime together, maybe something like that. It's really subtle for me, but I'm far from a super taster. But it doesn't have, there's none of the sour, it's like orange and lime zest, not the juice. There's no acidity to it at all. Anyway, so, which do I prefer? Now, that depends. If I was wanting something for a neutral base if I wanted to make gin out of it, and I wanted to start with a completely blank slate. If I wanted to make infusions with a blank slate, obviously I would be going with this. If I wanted to sit down and enjoy some vodka, I would be drinking this all day long. This is freaking delicious compared to this, in my opinion. This is 100% talking to yourself. If you put that into a drink, if you put that into Coke or orange juice or coffee or anything, it would just vanish. This would vanish a fair bit too compared to most commercial vodkas, but you'd be able to taste it still. I think, just a little bit, you know? This, on the other hand, yeah, there's nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it. I cannot believe that that's 41%. Yeah, by flavour. In terms of heat, tails, heads, anything like that, actually though, they are pretty even right now, but like I said, this has come off the still in the last, week. This has been sitting around for over a year. So I do back myself to say that I've done a better job making this than I did the Teddy Says Fast Fermenting Vodka, which probably means I should do another run of it sometime soon. Anyway, so we've talked about the taste, we've talked about how it presents itself and possibly what I would use it for. What about the recipe itself in terms of ease of making it? And this is a much more complex recipe, it's a more expensive recipe, and it takes more effort. This is probably the easiest recipe that I've even seen, let alone made, that I think is worth actually making. Sure, you can just throw yeast and sugar together. In my opinion, that is going to be horrible. You need more to it, and this delivers on that. For the guys that have been doing something like this, straight turbo washers, and they want to take a next step, I would thoroughly recommend the FFV. It feels like you're doing something when you make it, but none of these steps are difficult. None of the steps are overly messy. It really is a super straightforward recipe. There's just an extra layer to it than the Birdwatchers. So which would I make in the future? I'm going to make both in the future, to be perfectly honest with you. If I want to make a pretty neutral base, I doubt I'm going to bother making anything except this, based on ease and on cost. If, however, I want to make something a little bit more nuanced that I would actually just drink straight, this all the way. As an added bonus, the FFV will hold up to some oak, and it actually, in my experience, even pulls out those licoricey aniseed flavors even more when you start adding some of the oak sweetness back into it. So once again, there's another motivation to go this way. But it's up to you guys. I would thoroughly recommend both of these recipes. Both of them have been a huge success for me, and I hope they're a huge success for you. If you haven't seen the videos for the Birdwatchers or the Fast Fermenting Vodka, make sure you check those out as well. Oh, so here we are, guys. Really quickly, I need to thank all of the Patreons, all of the still at Patreons. The only reason that I can make stuff like this, and the only reason I can take time out of a work trip while in another country to mess around and hang out with you guys, make some videos with some of the cool people, is 100% because of the Patreon. So thank you very much, guys. If you don't know what Patreon is and you would like to check it out, you can check the description down below and go check out the still at Patreon page. Alright guys, let's talk while I sip on the FFV, all about what is going to be happening in America. So, here's the deal guys, I've got almost no time. I'm trying to cram one lot of plane tickets to America into, a family vacation, a couple of family trips to different locations while we're over in America, and some work stuff, for my day job as well. So I'm really short on time guys, but I am going to try and do a few videos with a few other creators while I'm there. And what I would also like to do is be able to catch up with any of you guys that happen to be in the Austin vicinity. So here's the deal team, on the 18th of March I'm going to be having casual, nothing official. I'm just going to be hanging out at the Fang and Feather, having a couple of drinks with a couple of the guys that I know that'll be around. So if you're in the area team, if you are able to make it down there, it'll be awesome to see you. Make sure you come up and shake my hand. If I do not recognize you by screen name or name, please don't take it as offense. My ability with names is non-existent. I'm basically dyslexic, and names are not my thing. But anyway guys, I would love to hang out and chill, swap a few stories and just have a good time. So if you are in the vicinity, make sure you turn up. Also guys, also for the Patreons that are warehouse managers, I've been slack and I haven't done our call since before Christmas. It needs to happen. You know, I was slack and didn't give you enough time, so I'm not going to do it this weekend. I'll do it the weekend after. But all of the details for the warehouse managers on Patreon, I'll be putting a video up just for you guys on Patreon itself. So, you know, jump over to Patreon. I know it's weird with notifications sometimes. I don't get notifications when you guys message me or whatever. It's unfortunate, I'm sorry. But so here's your warning, guys. Jump over there, make sure you see what's going on, and we'll lock in a date and a time, and yeah, we'll manage to catch up again. Alright team, so there you have it. A few cool things coming up in Still Its Future, and a delicious little beverage here for me to keep sipping on. I cannot wait to turn this into gin. That's going to be fun. Oh! A little bit of pepper. I've never really thought of that before. More fruity, berry-ish kinds, not so much just straight up spice. Not a lot of spice. Anyway guys, I'm out of here. It's been an absolute blast. If you like the video and you like the other stuff I do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click on the subscribe button down below. And if you want to help the channel out, make sure you share this video with anyone that you think might enjoy it. I'll catch you next time, guys. Keep on chasing the craft. See ya.